I remember when I was being interviewed at grade 12, Daily Dispatch, which is the Eastern Cape paper. And they were asking me, what do you want to be? I said I wanted to be a doctor. That was just before I went to the UK for as representing South Africa. But coming from the UK, I was clear that being a doctor is the last thing that I should be.
Maybe you may want to share why you went to the UK, just for something really special.
Yeah, I represented, at the time, grade 12 students used to write these exams throughout the country, and the top 10 student or 12 at the country level, they would then represent South Africa in International Science Olympiad being held in the UK. So I was one of those 12. And it was great to see that here you have someone who has gone to a normal school competing with people that had some of the best education, They did not say, you're only competing with those who are in public school. No, it was a national thing. And that to me is the first time when I realized that, hey, it does not matter what your background is. It doesn't matter who you are. In fact, you can be able to compete with anyone, So that was such an important point in my life, that trip to the UK. And to also shape I had no clue about engineering, but coming back, I knew that there was this field called engineering, and I wanted to become an engineer. Unfortunately, my dad thought that engineering, in particular mechanical engineering, he thought it was a mechanic. The same mechanic was fixing his car. He's like, how can you be wasting all of this this brain you have or whatever? It was a problem. So we get introduced to, I'm not trying to go, I'm just going to get to the point. You end up you're at university now, and you are doing this math. It's actually called calculus. And you just cannot recognize any of this. But you look around you, people, they talk about differentiation and integration. But when did you guys pick? We were never exposed to any of this. So all of us as Black students, that's the situation that we found ourselves when the rest, which is the majority of the people who were there, it was natural for them. They've done this thing already in grade 11 and grade 12, So that's the gap that you find. And what's painful is many of these students, Black students, that ended up being disqualified or being asked to leave. These were smart people. But they ended up, you see where some of them ended up being alcoholic, and some of them are no longer with us. Just their spirits were broken, because these were people that everybody from where they're coming from, they looked up to them, they'd done great things, but structurally, it was so difficult to catch up with everybody else, and you end up being excluded. There were two things. It was that calculus, and for us in engineering, it was engineering, drawing, and design game. Never exposed to engineering, drawing. And those two were the reason why many Black students ended up being excluded from engineering. But for me, because I had gone to University of Transkei, got exposed to calculus there, and then being asked to come back and do first year again at University of Natal. For me, it was like, it was a repeat. It was so easy, So I did not like the fact that they asked me to go to repeat year one, but then realized, looking back, actually it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when they hold you back, they're pushing you forward.
Yes, absolutely. Mm.